Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching and supporting our efforts to bring you timely and uplifting messages to help you realize the truth of your God-given potential and your soul's purpose. At the end of today's lesson, there is some information that I think you will find helpful. So, from all of us at Unity Life Enrichment Center, here's today's music, lesson, and meditation. See you back here soon.
Hi, everybody. This song's for the God in you and the God in me. I love with the heart of God within me. I sing with the voice of God within me. I rest in the peace of God within me. Everything praises God within me. I know with the mind of God within me. I pray with the faith of God within me. I trust in the power of God within me. Everything praises God within me. I am a safe and loving place, born of beauty and amazing grace. I laugh with the joy of God within me. I shine with the light of God within me. I am who I am, words of God within me. Everything praises God. Everything praises God. Everything praises God within me. Praises God. Everything praises God. Everything praises God. Everything praises God within me. Praises God within me. And you too.
Welcome, folks. It's Michaiel Patrick Bovenes with Solutions for Living Without Struggle, and I'm excited for today's final talk at the Unity of Sebring, and I'm so honored to be here and to be part of this process of sharing these ideas about how you can open your heart to receive greater love in your life, the love of your soul and spirit, the love that produces the magic and miracles that you read about and you hear about in all the spiritual literature and texts. It's that love that is so powerful. And most of us read these books and we say, oh yeah, love, and very few of the books actually define what that love is and how to function from that love. You've learned more in the last 3 weeks than most people have ever learned in their entire lives about what love is. So congratulate yourself. And it's interesting because today's daily word is, guess what? Connection. And that's what love does. Love connects. Fear separates. Discernment connects. Judgment separates. Vulnerability connects. guardedness separates. Responsibility connects, blame separates. Honesty connects, deceitfulness separates. Willingness to change connects. Willingness to forgive, which is what changes, connects. Stubbornness separates. Compassionate discernment connects. Judgmentalness separates. Generosity connects. Selfishness separates. Serving others connects. Being arrogant separates. As we talked last week about the qualities and characteristics of the ego, all the way from being guarded to being arrogant, with its blaming, with its deceitfulness, with its stubbornness, with its judgmentalness. All of those characteristics that the devil on our shoulder convince us that that's the way to get through life. Just stick with me, bud. Psst, just, no one's looking. You don't have to be honest and responsible. You and your subconscious mind, your unconscious mind is always there witnessing. Your self-esteem is based on the appraisal that you make at the end of the day about how you function today, how you functioned with responsibility and honesty, with that sense of trust and never consciously hurting others, to have the integrity to do the right thing because it is the right thing, regardless if anyone's looking. We tapped into that self-esteem that allows for deeper intimacy with yourself and also allows you to become more intimate with others. And the vulnerability, so key. As last week we explored trust and trustworthiness and how you can lift that level of trust in your life and understanding the components that make up a trustworthy situation and how you can trust others by learning to transform the relationship that you currently have between love and fear, to learn to dance with love and fear, and to understand the nature and the value that emerges from the fear as part of the equation of love, as long as you're physical. We have so much to talk about today, and the magic and miracles of love. When I talk about magic, I'm not talking about the old concepts of pulling rabbits out of hats or anything like that. No tricks, no traps, but the true magic that is the miracle of living life. And when you are in the place of dominion, functioning in that world of dominion, functioning from the place where you're honoring and living your life from a position of your soul and spirit, and your ego has healed and matured and is supporting you in this journey, not fighting you against it anymore. When you can come from that place, then you put a thought out there, you think of something you want, and it manifests, things happen, things fall into place. New opportunities open up very, very magically, very much so that you are like, wow, I couldn't have even planned it better than this. And that's the magic and miracles that unconditional love, when you love from a place of unconditional, meaning I don't care what my ego is trying to do to convince me I shouldn't be loving, to shut my heart down, to be guarded, to be deceitful, to be judgmental, to be, arrogant and self-centered and self-important. I'm going to unconditionally end that and know that love is the answer, that I can function from another place in space, and guess what? My entire reality changes. Where I'm no longer in that that world of domination, and where I can feel safe functioning in this place of dominion. Two worlds overlapping in the same space. We all start out in the world of domination, and we can, through our spiritual challenges, to lift out of that world into a world of dominion, where the world is a friendly place, where there is magic and miracles, where there are people out to love and support you. That you don't have to be in a dog-eat-dog world and you got to have your back and be guarded and look for... That's the old world of domination, and that world is crumbling. That world is changing. And so many of our structures in society that were built out of that domination are also falling apart and dissolving. So a newer, lighter, harmonious system called dominion, called love, can replace it. But right now they overlap each other. And when you function and step into the world of dominion, you will be able to see and witness the world of domination. You will see the pain, you'll see the struggle. Your friends, your family, you'll understand it. but you won't be trapped into it. You won't be seduced by it. You'll be able to truly help and send healing energy to those folks. And the really dark, dominating, controlling, manipulative world that is fear-based and greed-based and is crime-based, how do you protect yourself? You know, I live in San Francisco. It's a major city. And if any of you have ever been here, downtown, there's the very popular Union Square, which is filled with tourists from all over the world. And they are there, and they commingle, and yet literally 1 block away is the Tenderloin. Now, I actually like the Tenderloin. It's quite fascinating, but it's a very crime-based, drug-dealing, negative space, and you can literally walk down the street and you can just feel the energy shift and change. And most of those people all congregate within like a 3 to 4, maybe 5 block radius. And I have friends who would tell me, oh, I'm so afraid to go to the Tenderloin. Oh my God, I would never go to the Tenderloin. I might get shot, I might get killed, I might get mugged, I might get raped, I might get whatever. I'm like, well, when you resonate with that fear and you anticipate that, you are in the world of domination. And you know what I tell them? Don't go. But when you can function from love and you can lift yourself to the place and step into the world of dominion, it's like you create this invisible bubble of protection where those who are enamored and riddled in the domination of fear and control and crime and whatever they're dealing with, you can walk right down the street, and I've done this hundreds of times in the 15, 16 years I've lived here in San Francisco. A couple of my favorite restaurants are in the Tenderloin, and you know, I let my stomach decide for me. But I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I walk into the Tenderloin and I radiate love and I spread that energy where I go so I can feel this bubble of energy around me. And I walk down the street, I swear to God, people don't even see me. They can be sitting there on the street corner doing all kinds of things, yelling and screaming, and I can walk right past. It's almost like I have my invisibility cloak on from Harry Potter. And that's what this level of love and the magic and miracles of love will provide for you. Now, I'm not saying to go test this and try it until you have developed this. I mean, it's taken me years to get to this position. And I can also step out of dominion into domination. I can do it, and I have done it, and I know exactly when I've done it. I can feel the difference, and I can also know how to get back in. So we always have choice. We always have free will. And 80% of the time, maybe 90% of the time, I'm functioning in dominion and where the magic and miracles happen. Now, I'll give you an example. This is an example from many years ago, actually, but it's the one that just popped into my mind, so I think it might help somebody here. I remember this is when I had my meditation, I'm embarrassed, when I had my meditation cassette tapes. That's how old I am. This is back in the 90s, maybe the 80s actually. Late 80s, early 90s, and I came out with these guided meditations. The Rainbow Meditation, the very popular cassette tape. It was one of my first ones, and gosh, it's amazing. That meditation, I used to call bookstores to see if they would purchase my meditation cassettes. And I remember there, one time I was feeling misunderstood and unappreciated and feeling overworked and underpaid and all the martyrhood of what I was at that time in my life. And I was trying to call bookstores to get them to buy my tapes because I was trying to make a living doing this. This is, again, eons ago. And I remember I picked up this one bookstore, and it was the ARE bookstore in Virginia Beach, Virginia, which is Edgar Cayce's bookstore, and they were very popular. I really wanted that account. So I called and I got the owner on the phone, and I'm like, she's like, well, I'm hesitating, and then I realized I'm in my martyr. I'm in my martyr right now. And she said, oh, can I put you on hold for a minute? I said, sure. She puts me on hold. I'm like, I'm in martyr. I'm feeling misunderstood, unappreciated, taken advantage. So I took a deep breath in. I released that while I was on hold, and I opened my heart to the love of what I love to share, my truth, to share my meditations, to help people, to shift and lift their vibration, to create a world of dominion, to participate in that consciously. And I just opened my heart to that realization. And I felt a shift. And then she gets back on the line, and I start talking. I said, oh, I have a special for the guided meditations. If you buy 4 of each of my titles, blah, 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 blah. And she turned it 180 degrees. She said, okay, sure, go ahead and send me the package. And I was like, wow, that was easy. But Prior to that, I was functioning in martyrhood, which is feeling misunderstood, not appreciated, taken advantage of, which if I would have stayed in that space, I'm convinced to this day that would have been a no sale. But all it took me was an instant to shift my energy, to shift and open my heart into the love of what I do and what I'm here to do. And the whole situation turned on a dime. And she purchased whatever that was. And they kept purchasing for many years after that. So my point is that's the power of love. And that's why it's so important not to just take what you learned was love in your childhood and dress it up and pretend it's what love is. Martyrhood and suffering and struggling is what many, many of our parents went through. And they thought that's what it was to love. And it doesn't ever produce the magic and miracles of love. And so today, magic is aligning reality. Aligning reality to conform to your will, which is what? Your choice. I want this to happen. But I expand that definition of magic, and others have done the same. To align and to conform reality to align with your will, with your love, with your imagination, and with your future. To create and to allow the love of who you are. And when things happen, I want this to happen. And I speak born out of the love of who I am. My heart is open. And I can imagine and see this taking place. Even though the odds are against me, I can imagine things going better. So it's the aligning reality to conform to your will, what you want, with your love and with your imagination. And that's when reality changes. And the miracles that can precipitate, it's phenomenal. So let yourself open up to these possibilities. And as I mentioned, unconditional love is a state of being. It's stepping into a world of dominion where love is the order of the day. And I don't have to be afraid. I can walk down the street. Even though there are people and derelicts and people doing drugs and crime in this area, I don't have to be afraid. And when I lower my resonance, I become afraid. And so that's what I want to talk about. How do you lift your resonance to function day in and day out in the world of dominion, in the world of love? And first of all, in order to do that, you need to understand what is the law of resonance. It's a law. Now hear that. It's not a hope or a wish or a maybe. It's a law, just like gravity is a law. Light travels as waves and particles. That's a law. And it works exactly like that. And it's one of the secrets to creating your reality. The law of resonance states that everything in the universe has a frequency of vibration, an energy field. It vibrates. Everything vibrates. And they know that through science. They can measure the molecules and the atoms, and everything has this frequency of vibration. Well, the law of resonance is when two different vibrations, let's say this vibrates at 1,000 and this vibrates at 500. Okay, this is vibrating 1,000, this is at 500. When they come into the same space, one of two things will happen. Either the 500 will lift up to 1,000, the 1,000 will lower down to 500, or they will meet somewhere in between, but they will resonate together. The 1,000 will become 500, and the 500 will resonate. The 500 will lift up to 1,000, or they will meet somewhere in between 800. But they will eventually resonate together. That's why the old saying, birds of a feather flock together. Be careful who your friends are, who you hang out with, because your energy is going to resonate with them, whether you know it or not. And even to the fact that in dorms for young women that go off to college and they go to the dorm rooms, and they all come from different places around the country, and they have their period, they have their menstrual cycle, and they often, because they all suddenly are in the same dorm room, within time, they start to resonate together and they start having their periods at the same time. That's the law of resonance. It works. Why do people flock to the beaches, into the parks, and to be out in nature during the weekend? The law of resonance. Because you see, you can have a really crappy week, or you can be tired and exhausted and spent from your week. And you know, intuitively, you know that if I go to the beach that day, I'm gonna feel better. I'm gonna feel more connected. And the beauty of that is that the beauty of nature is this high frequency of vibration of like 10,000. And here you are at 1,000, let's say. And you go and you spend time in nature. When you spend time in nature and it's vibrating at 10,000 rather than your home or your normal situation, which is calibrated to resonate where you are, your vibration. But when you go to a place in nature like a park or the beach and you sit there and it's vibrating at 10,000 and you're at 1,000, you're going to start to lift up. You're going to start to go to 12, into 1,500, into 1,800, into 2,000. You're going to start to lift your vibration because let's face it, you are not as powerful as nature. You're not going to pull 10,000 nature down to your 1,000 level. You're not that powerful. But as you sit there, people naturally lift their vibration and they feel better. That's why they intuitively go to places and they go hiking, they go to the parks, they go to the beaches, to the weekends, because they feel better. That's all they know is they feel better. They don't know it's the law of resonance that's causing it. But what the beautiful part is, and one way you can accelerate that, is when you go there and you appreciate the beauty. You know, you could go to the beach and you could take your books and you could bury your face in a book and think about this and totally ignore. It'll still have impact on you. You don't have to pay attention to it, but when you can put the book down and open up and see the beauty of nature, see the seagulls if you're at the beach or the beautiful pathways in the forest, and you can appreciate and you can smell the salt air, smell the forest path, when you can breathe it and you can become sensual. In that moment, you're going to accelerate your energy and you're going to feel better faster. That's one of the magic and miracle secrets that I want to share with you is the law of resonance. And it's also true with certain people. You've been around certain people that just drain your energy. You've allowed them to lower your resonance. I don't know. I was feeling really good and I go over to my neighbor's house and all of a sudden I'm exhausted and I'm tired and I just spent 15 minutes talking to them and I don't know, I just feel so different because you've allowed yourself to lower your resonance. And when you are aware that you can hold on to your resonance, you can hold on and protect yourself from that. But when you're not aware of it, you often are at sufferance of other people around you and the energy. And likewise, when you go around certain friends or people and they just have this positive energy, they light up a room every time they walk into it, and you just want to be around them because they make you feel better. That's because you are lifting up to their resonance. And that's the magic and miracles, is the law of resonance. And everything has a frequency of vibration. And guess what? Love is the highest frequency and resonance that we as human beings can not only generate within ourselves, but experience. And we can bring that law and that love into the world that so desperately is clinging to the fear and the pain. And the more you lift your vibration and hold on to it through your daily spiritual practice, through meditation, through taking care of yourself. And that's why it's so important for self-care, is to nurture and take care of yourself. Why? So I can keep my vibration up, because you're not going to help the world and serve the world if you are functioning at the same level of fear and domination and pain that the rest of the world is. You're part of the problem. You're resonating along with the rest of them. But you have to lift your vibration up and hold that resonance by taking care of yourself and doing what you need to maintain balance. And when you do, you can lift others up by your very presence, by your love, by your kindness, by walking down the street. And that's what it means to change the world. People say, well, I'm a spiritual person, and people say that the world needs my energy, and I need to go out there, and I need to teach people all these things, and I need to do all this, and I need to write a book, no, you don't. You need to lift your vibration, hold on to it, and be conscious of it, and share it with those around you. For instance, when you're at the checkout stand at Publix or at Safeway, and you're there, your very presence has impact on the person behind you and the person in front of you. And that's the truth. You can have impact on the cashier by your very presence and by being loving and by being kind. That's the magic and miracles that you can be part of the healing of our planet by your very energy. You don't have to say a word, but just hold on to that open, flowing, loving presence. When you allow your soul and spirit to fill your chakras and flow that energy into the world, filling your energy centers and letting that energy flow all around you, you create not only a bubble of dominion, but you lift those around you to a higher octave. Those who are willing to be lifted. Not everyone is willing to be lifted, but those who are willing to be lifted. And that law of resonance is the first very powerful ingredient to magic. And it's a resonance of your will, meaning a choice. I need to choose to hold on to the love. I need to choose to lift my vibration. I need to choose to go to nature or do something that brings me joy. And what I highly recommend is to make a list of 5 things that lifts your vibration. For me, it's going to the hot springs for the weekend, just going out in nature and being up in the mountains and the hot springs. It's like such a way for me to recharge my batteries. It's about talking and connecting with friends. That's another way when I really can connect with some of my dear close friends, and that always lifts my resonance. It can be playing music or singing. Now, not all music resonates with everybody, so some music that might lift your resonance might lower somebody else's. So it's about getting clear on what lifts your resonance. Make a list of 5 things that lifts your vibration, so that when you're in the doldrums, when you're feeling disconnected, when you're feeling out of sorts, you can go and do those 5 things to shift and lift your vibration very quickly, very easily. And then also make a list of 5 things that lowers your resonance, what lowers your vibration. Come up with 5 things that certain people it might be. Every time I'm around them, I feel drained. So either next time you go around them, protect yourself. Create this bubble. And one of the ways to protect yourself is to imagine that you're inside of this bubble of mercury. You know what mercury is? That silver liquid? To imagine that your aura has a mirror on it, on the outside surface, reflecting back any negative energy someone's trying to give to you or send to you. And you can protect that. And when I walk through the Tenderloin, I'll often just surround myself with this silver bubble of energy, and I just let the love flow to maintain it. But I sense that any negative energy coming towards me, that might lower my resonance, is just going to bounce off that, and that's a way to protect yourself as well. It's a metaphysical and a very intuitive way of doing it, but it can work very, very effectively if you do the work. So look at what lowers your resonance. What lifts it? Playing with your pets, gardening for some people, traveling. I love to travel. So make a list. It doesn't have to be just 5 things. You might come up with 15 or 20 things. And keep that list handy so that when you find yourself in a low resonance place, you can start doing something that's going to shift and lift you out of it. Teaching is one of the things I love to do. It always lifts my resonance. It always brings me into a place of joy, because I always have to open my heart to truly give a message that people can respond to and that can be helpful for them at the time. So that is part of the magic and miracles of love. The second key to allowing more magic and miracles into your life is, what do you fill your imagination with? Now, first of all, imagination is not the same thing as visualization. And that's one conflict. A lot of people come to me and they say, Michaiel, I don't have any imagination. I can't visualize anything. Well, you have 5 senses. You have a sense of smell, touch, taste, seeing, and hearing. Sight is visualization. But you can imagine the smell of something. Right now, if I said, imagine the smell of coffee, in your mind, that's your imagination that suddenly experiences the smell of coffee or a rose or night blooming jasmine. That's part of your imagination. So you don't have to be good at visualizing. What does it sound like? You can right now hear in your mind the crashing waves, the gentle hush of the whisper of the ocean, by just closing your eyes and imagining. And so imagination is one of the ingredients. It is the common sense, common to everyone. Everyone has an imagination because it's how we create reality. You cannot exist without an imagination. It often makes up for those other senses that people have had damaged. Like physically, our 5 senses, somebody could be blind or deaf, and it's often the imagination that comes along and helps to overcome those difficulties, that allows them to perceive and have a heightened awareness of their other 5 senses. But you have an imagination, everyone has it. It is the common sense, a sense of imagination. And when you can realize it is such a powerful force, and in order to create magic and miracles, you have to imagine your life getting better. You have to focus on the future of what could be the possible outcome of positive things happening. The imagination is to be able to expand from what could go wrong to what could go right. And unfortunately, fear in our world and the negative ego has built up so many ways of convincing us that what could go wrong and what could happen negatively in our lives. But the secret to knowing about magic and miracles is that fear and negative energy is so much less powerful than love is. Love is the most powerful force in the world. You just need a little bit of love to shift and change reality. You don't have to do it perfectly, just to open that heart a little bit, to crack it open, to let yourself feel greater caring and intimacy and trust and compassion. Just opening up a little bit can shift weeks and months of negative energy. So that is one of the secrets to the magic and miracles, is to know that positive energy is so much more powerful than negative energy is. And when you can function from love, you don't have to spend years trying to make up for all the negative energy you've been dealing with in the past. It doesn't take that long. That's part of the magic and the miracles of love, is it's the most powerful force in the universe, and it's the most positive force. So use your imagination. Use the law of resonance. Focus on what do you want to imagine and dream of a positive future. Have you written down your dream? Have you thought about it, and do you go to bed at night dreaming of what you want to create in your reality? Or do you go back to worrying and regurgitating the past and the pain and the struggle that you've always experienced? Guess what? What you're doing is you're taking that past and you're throwing it into the future. You're creating it, continually happening. And you can stop it by saying, you know what, tonight I'm going to focus on things going right. I'm going to open my heart to expect things to go better. The fourth and final secret to the magic and miracles is expectation. You see, we create our reality through desiring, having a desire, to imagine, to see it. If you can't imagine it in your mind, you won't create it physically. And I want you to think about that. Think about that for a moment. Everything that you've experienced physically in the physical world had to come through someone's imagination. From the clothing that I'm wearing, to the camera that's videotaping this, where did it begin? Somebody had to imagine it before it ever became a reality. The room that I'm in, the room that you occupy, everything that's ever been physical had to start in someone's imagination. So the imagination is the birth canal, the birthing place of all that exists. And when you fill your imagination with all the negative images of what could go wrong and all the fear, you are creating a negative future. You are attracting that. And when you can move through and transform your fear, you can create such amazing change. I did a quick mini class that's available for free, and you can access it. I'll put the link at the bottom of this video or give you instructions. If not, you can always IM me on Facebook and ask me how to get a copy of this mini class on how to transform your fear. It goes into more detail than we did last week when we talked about fear. But it's really a valuable process, so I want to leave that with you. But more importantly, we create our reality with only three tools: your desire, your imagination, and your expectation. And expectation is the most vulnerable, because we're taught not to expect the best. We're taught not to get our hopes up. It'll hurt if you get your hopes up. But expectation, to have a positive expectation for your future, so critical, so key, because the future holds so much power. And we don't know how to relate to the future. We know how to relate to the past, but we are here to create consciously our futures for ourselves. And that has never been done in the history of humankind. That is what's new and what's taking place in the world right now, is the past is letting go. The dominating world of chauvinism, the male-dominating supremacy is fading away and crumbling, and a new world of love and truth and understanding is emerging. And that's born of the future and your relationship to the future. That's why it's so important to imagine a positive future, to imagine what you want to happen versus what you don't want to happen. To take your power back from that fear and to give that energy that was trapped in the fear, the energy of acceptance, of compassion, of trust, the energy of commitment, to commit and trust and to accept and have compassion for a positive future of dreams that you're here to create for yourself and for the world. That is what's so important. And that's what this final week of me here sharing at the Unity of Sebring is all about, is to work with the law of resonance. That increases the magic and miracles. To value and honor your imagination. It's not just my imagination. It is the birth canal of everything that exists. If I can't imagine it, it won't happen. So I need to start focusing on imagining what I do want. To start having a vision board. To dream of creating images of what I do want for my future. And then to work with the tools. The tools of manifestation and creation, the desire, the imagination, and to expect the best, to truly expect which is a component of trust. If I'm going to trust the future, I have to expect the positive to happen. So we talked about trust last week and the 4 criteria that make up trust. But as you think about that, what people do is they desire, they imagine, and then they go into self-doubt. They desire, they imagine, they judge themselves. They desire, they imagine, and they blame. They desire, they imagine, they go into their ego. And so the pivotal point here is not to go into your ego, but to desire and imagine and to expect that your soul and spirit is there for you, that your spirituality will not betray you, will not abandon you, as you can open up to that and to expect positive things to happen. This or something better. This or something more than I can even expect right now. But I'm going to keep the expectation high, because what happens when I lower my expectation is it doesn't really hurt any less when it doesn't happen. It's only less likely to happen. Hear that? When you lower your expectation because your ego says it's going to be hurtful if it doesn't happen, it doesn't matter, whatever, go into apathy, I don't care if it doesn't work out. You do care. But when you lower your expectation, it's just less likely to manifest. So keep that expectation high and trust that this or something better. And if it doesn't happen exactly the way it was supposed to happen, and let's say you thought it was going to happen this way and it doesn't, instead of lowering your expectation, hold on to the resonance, hold on to the love, hold on to the joy and say this or something better. That means that this didn't work out, I didn't get that job, but that means there's a better job coming for me, as an example. Instead of lowering your resonance, see, it didn't work for me, poor me, going right back into arrogance, into blame, I'm not good enough, I didn't do the technique right, going back into that, supporting the devil on your shoulder, the ego. No, let me hold on to it. And as you do, reality can lift and meet you. And sometimes we test ourselves to see if we're holding on to our expectations. And I've experienced that throughout my life so many times when things didn't work out the way I thought they would. And instead of me going into, first I felt the disappointment, I released it, I processed my feelings, then I got back to expecting something better to happen. And it does. It always does. But you have to do it. You have to hold the resonance. You have to hold the energy so that you can attract that powerful, positive experience into your life through the imagination. And that's what magic is. Allowing reality to conform to your will, to your imagination, to your love, and to your future that you dream and create. And that's the 5th and final thing. The future is so powerful. It is so powerful to start opening up to the power of the future. And it's like we all have this blank slate, and we get to choose, how am I going to experience the future? Am I going to choose to live in a world where I fulfill my destiny, empowered with love from my spiritual being, and to experience so much of the beauty of life? Is that what my future is going to be about? Or am I going to ignore the future and just let whatever happened in the past to reproduce what the future is going to be? And if I don't consciously interrupt it and say no to that ego, say no to being guarded and being arrogant and being apathetic and blaming and controlling and being judgmental, if I can say no to that and step into my power, I can ensure that my future will be different. Not only for yourself, but for those you love and for those that you experience life with in your community and in your world. And that, my friends, is the journey. A journey that you're not going to do in one day, but a journey of a lifetime to choose love in spite of the many reasons not to. That's the spiritual challenge. And as I said before, there is a paradox, and this might make more sense to you than when you heard it in the previous sermons. Love is all that is, and love is not enough. And that's the paradox, because love needs your free will choice to choose to be loving now. That's when love produces the magic and miracles. In spite of my fear, I'm going to choose to love. In spite of what's happening in the world around me, I'm going to choose to lift my vibration. I'm going to choose to create a future of magic and miracles where I know that I function in a world of dominion because of the life that I lead and the joy that I experience, where I know that's what unconditional love is. Functioning in that dominion and letting the magic and miracles and having a future vision of hope to lift you into that future. That is what the magic and miracles of these 4 weeks that we've covered so far. And I invite you to continue this journey of learning with me. And there's lots of ways to get a hold of me. You can check me out on the website solutions.com and sign up for my newsletter so you can be informed when I'm doing other classes or have guided meditations that you can participate with. I look forward to our friendship as we go through this metamorphosis of changing from the caterpillar into the butterfly, from the ego into the empowered spiritual being. That's the quest, that's the challenge. And not only are you up for it, you've already begun it. So thank you, God bless you, and let's stay connected. As the daily word said, connection is so powerful. And with that, I close with great joy. And thank you, I'm honored to have this opportunity to share with you a little bit about the magic and miracles of love.
In our many paths there is one peace. In our many ways one truth we seek. When our separate voices are combined, there is only love's true peace of mind. Walking the ways of the Most High, teaching our children to be kind. And in the dark night of separateness and fear, the light of truth is always here. In our many paths there is one peace. In our many ways one truth we seek. When our separate voices are combined, there is only love's true peace of mind. In one peace we are all part of love.
So let's do a meditation. And close your eyes, take a long, slow, deep breath in, and as you do, exhale and relax, for this is your time to become centered. And together now, let's take in another long, slow, deep breath. This time, lift your eyes up towards your eyebrows, holding the stretch as you hold your breath. Hold it, holding the stretch, holding your breath, and exhale and relax. That's it. And now together, let's breathe in another full deep breath, moving your eyes towards your right ear as they are closed, creating a little tension in your eyes as you fill your lungs, holding your stretch in your eyes, holding your breath. And now together, let's breathe in another full deep breath, moving your eyes towards your right ear as they are closed, creating a little tension in your eyes as you fill your lungs, holding your stretch in your eyes, holding your breath, holding it. Now exhale and relax your eyes. Letting go. Letting go. Breathing normal. Relax. That's it. Take in another long, slow, deep breath, this time moving your eyes down towards your chin, holding the tension, holding the stretch along with your breath as you stretch your eyes, looking towards your chin, creating tension. Hold it, that's it. Hold it a little longer. Now exhale and let your eyes go wherever they want as you exhale and feel a gentle wave of relaxation. Another deep breath in, this time filling your lungs and moving your eyes towards your left ear, creating a stress in the muscles of your eyes, holding your breath, filling your lungs. Hold it, hold the tension in your eyes, hold the stretch. And now exhale and relax your eyes, breathing out, letting go, becoming centered. And now take in that full deep breath, filling your lungs, lifting your eyes back up towards your forehead, towards your eyebrows, creating this stretch, holding your breath, holding it to about a count of 5. Hold the breath, hold the tension in your eyes, and now relax and simply surrender. Surrender to the moment. Feel a wave of relaxation expanding from the tiny muscles that control your eyes as you bring your awareness and intention to your eyes. Just let them become softened, quiet, and still. Sense the space around you becoming calm and still, deeper and deeper. Relax, you're almost there now. You feel the relaxation expanding from around your eyes into all the many muscles of your face. Just sense any tightness in your jaw, letting loose of its grip. This wave of relaxation travels down your arms into your fingertips, completely relaxing, letting go. And you breathe in and you breathe out, allowing your breathing to move into its own rhythm of relaxation. That's it. As you slowly become the word relax. Hear the word relax. Think of the word relax. Feel the word relax. And ever so gently, you become the word relax. Love is the most powerful force in the universe. And your journey is not to find love, but to become it. And as you become the love that you are, as you become aligned with your soul and spirit, you let the love of the divine not only flow through you, but to become you. To become fully embraced with the you that you are in this physical world. To remember the forgotten love of your soul and spirit. And by remembering, you can reunite and resurrect the love of your spirit and connect more deeply with the essence of the divine as you remember the love of who you are. There's nothing to find and everything to remember. To create a connection with your soul and spirit, for they are willing and ready but you must exercise your free will choice to choose to love, to be and to express the love of who you are, the mature love, grounded with intimacy, flowing with self-love and self-esteem, and born of caring and compassion. Feel the love and open your heart to let that love flow. Sensing that love flowing and expanding, creating a bubble all around you of protection that lifts your resonance, that lifts you to a higher octave into the domain of magic and miracles. And I want you to imagine yourself now fully empowered, filled with freedom and joy, doing what your heart desires to do, to care, to connect, to laugh, to celebrate all that life has to bring you, to know that you are a person who's ready to be loved by life, to be loved by the universe, to be loved by God, by the Mother, Father, God of all that is, to be and to receive the love and to be loved, to be changed by the love that you receive. Hearing the sound of my voice as we have blended together, connecting in soul and spirit, connecting from beyond. Even though we may be thousands of miles apart, we're here connected in spirit, prepared. Today is a day of connection, connecting to your soul and spirit, lifting your resonance, expanding your imagination, opening and expecting magic and miracles to unfold in your life. As you have journeyed from this month of love, practicing what you've learned and expanding it into your world, you are ready to receive the magic and miracles of love. As I count now from 1 to 5. 1, coming up easily and gently. 2, 3. Become aware of the room that surrounds you. Sense the walls, the ceiling, the floor beneath you. Sense yourself safe, peaceful, balanced. 4, coming up, becoming aware of your body. Start to wiggle your toes, your fingers, slowly coming back into the room. And 5, and letting yourself return.
Welcome back. We affirm today's lesson helps you realize your soul's purpose and your dreams. Now here are a few bits of information you may find helpful while I'm away recovering. First of all, concerning in-house services. We are not holding in-house services at this time. Now rest assured that the board meets regularly, and when guided to reopen the building, you will be informed through all of our various informational resources. During this time, we will continue our Sunday service online on both our Facebook page, that address is www.facebook.com/Unity Sebring. Again, for our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/Unity Sebring, and on our website, and that address is www.unityofsebring.org. Again, our website address is www.unityofsebring.org. Now, concerning Sunday speakers, we have lined up some really awesome ministers and great guest speakers to present service until I return. Information concerning classes and support group meetings. Currently, there is only one class meeting and 2 support groups. Monday night yoga, 5:30 p.m., where social distancing is required. Masks are not required during class, but wearing one entering and exiting the building is required. Candlelight AA meetings are held on Sunday at 4 o'clock p.m. and again Wednesday at 6 o'clock p.m. Both require social distancing and mask wearing. Now just note, Refreshments are not going to be served at this time, but if you wish, you may bring something with you, provided you clean up after yourself. Now, in regards to communicating with us for prayer support, you know that prayer is the heart and soul of our work. We invite you to continue sending us your requests. Your prayer team members in Silent Unity are waiting. Now, here are some ways to submit your requests. You may email us or call us. Our email address is unitysebring@gmail.com. Our email address is unitysebring@gmail.com. Now, you may also call and leave your request on our answering system. Our office number is 863-471-1122. Again, our office number is 863-471-1122. Now, if you are in need of one-on-one prayer, I suggest you call Silent Unity. And their numbers are 1-800-669-7727 or 1-816-969-2000. Let me repeat that. The phone numbers for Silent Unity are as follows: 1-800-669-7727, or you may call 1-816-969-2000. There is someone there 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, who will lovingly pray with you directly. Now, if you need to talk or have some questions, you may either email us, again at our email address, unitysebring@gmail.com, or you may phone the office. Again, that number is 863-471-1122. And someone will get back to you as soon as possible, just to let you know that Tina checks for messages every day. I'll get back to you as soon as she can, but also know it may take a bit for a response. Personally, we are asking that you refrain calling our home at this time, and I think you understand. Now, we want to thank you for your financial support. We are so grateful for your ongoing tithes, gifts, and offerings. You see, they ensure we can continue bringing you all the services we provide at this time and in the future. If you wish to support us financially, you may physically send your tithe, gift, and offering and make it out to Unity and send to our mailing address. And here it is: 10417 South Orange Blossom Boulevard, Sebring, Florida 33879. Again, make your gift out to Unity and send it to 10417 South Orange Blossom Boulevard, Sebring, Florida 33875. Now, we've also tried to make it easy for you to get through either of these two websites. If you are watching on our website, that's unityofsebring.org, right below this lesson, you will find a link to PayPal, which is connected directly to our ministry. If you are watching on Facebook, in the comments section below, you will find a PayPal link that you can use that connects connected to this ministry as well. Lastly, and most importantly, words just cannot express how much we appreciate your willingness to join us and walk with us in this part of our journey together. We will keep you updated as best we can. And I so look forward to the adventure ahead, not only just for me, but for all of us. Please, please, please know that we love and bless you always, and knowing that the best is yet to be. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.